Let's talk about something a lot of people get wrong when it comes to alkalizing the body: drinking baking soda water. It's one of the most common tips floating around online, but it's also one of the worst. Now, don't get me wrong, baking soda is alkaline. That's not the problem. The problem is how and why people are using it. The idea behind it is simple. If baking soda is alkaline, drinking it must help alkalize your body, right? Well, not exactly. It's a little more complicated than that, and if you rely on baking soda regularly, you could be doing more harm than good, especially to your digestion. Let's break this down by explaining what baking soda is. Baking soda is simply sodium bicarbonate. It's a type of salt made up of sodium, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. In your body, bicarbonate acts as a short-term buffer. It helps neutralize excess acids in the blood and tissues on a moment-to-moment basis. But there are two problems with it. Because it's a short-term buffer, bicarbonate can't really be stored to any meaningful degree. So when you drink baking soda, you're basically dumping extra bicarbonate into your system for temporary buffering. It doesn't build up any kind of reserve for the future. Once it's used, it's gone, and overusing it can burden your kidneys and mess with your electrolyte balance. For long-term acid-alkaline balance, you need other nutrients, especially the alkaline reserve minerals such as magnesium, calcium, sodium, and potassium. Now granted, sodium is also in baking soda, but most people are deficient in magnesium and potassium. Those minerals get deposited into your bones, teeth, and soft tissues, and they help create a long-term alkaline reserve that your body can pull from whenever there's an acid spike. So if you actually want to improve your acid buffer, you need to replenish those minerals and not just bicarbonate. The next problem with baking soda/bicarbonate is that when you drink it regularly, especially around meals, you're diluting your stomach acid, and that's a big problem. Your stomach is supposed to be acidic. That acid helps break down proteins, absorb minerals, and protect you from harmful bacteria. If you throw baking soda into the mix, you're neutralizing that stomach acid and potentially causing indigestion, bloating, and maybe even nutrient deficiencies. Over time, this can make the nutrient deficiencies in the alkaline reserve minerals that I just talked about even worse. Also, some people end up with acid reflux from this, and it's kind of ironic. Why? Because your esophagus connects to your stomach through a small valve called the lower esophageal sphincter. This valve is supposed to stay closed most of the time, especially after you eat, so that acid doesn't rise up into your throat. But guess what triggers the LES to close properly? Acid. So if your stomach acid is too weak, then that's not enough to signal the LES to stay closed, which then creates acid reflux even with low stomach acid levels. So by using only baking soda to alkalize your body, you can actually create more symptoms. Again, a better strategy is to rebuild your mineral reserves over time. That's what allows your body to stay in balance no matter what you eat or how stressed you are. I share my personal alkalizing protocol in much more detail in a different video that I will link in the description. It talks about how to structure your diet the right way, which foods are actually alkaline forming in the first place, and which supplements are worth taking if you want to rebuild your mineral reserves quickly. I also go over the other big beginner mistakes, like cutting out too many foods or avoiding all animal proteins. So if you want a step-by-step guide that's actually practical, definitely check that out next. The key takeaway here is really that you want to stop relying on short-term fixes like baking soda. Alkalizing your body is not about flooding your system with a short-term buffer. It's about long-term support through good food, proper digestion, and the right mineral balance. Quick side note before I end this video, don't forget to check out the video description for more free resources and my programs. They will help you if you're alkalizing your body to improve your diet, recover from chronic fatigue, or as a way to buffer environmental toxins. There are many mistakes that I see beginners make all the time with these topics, and my programs can help you avoid them. For more info, just open the description or check the pinned comment.